The Christmas tree lights blurred through my tears as I sat in my car outside my parents' house, willing myself to go inside. The same ritual every year, deep breaths, forced smile, armor up. But this year felt different. This year I had receipts. Literally. Maya. Finally. Mom threw open the door before I could knock, pulling me into a perfunctory hug. Everyone's waiting. Dinner's getting cold. The house smelled like cinnamon and pine, exactly as it had every Christmas for 30 years. But the warmth was all artificial, just like the electric fireplace Dad had installed after declaring real firewood too messy. My sister Jenna held court in the living room, draped across the velvet sectional like a magazine spread. At 32, she still lived in our parents' basement, though she called it the lower-level suite on her Instagram lifestyle blog with 847 followers. "Oh good, the career woman graces us with her presence," she said, not looking up from her phone. "Must be nice to squeeze family into your busy schedule." I set down the presents I'd brought, carefully chosen, individually wrapped. Traffic was bad. "Sorry I'm late." "Well, we already started opening gifts," Mom said. Jenna couldn't wait to show everyone what we got her. The coffee table looked like a Nordstrom exploded. Designer handbags, boxes from Tiffany, a MacBook Pro, AirPods Max, and what appeared to be an entire Lululemon store. "Wow," I said, settling into the only available seat, a folding chair they'd brought up from storage. "Big year." Dad beamed. "Our little influencer needs quality equipment for her brand." "Her brand," I repeated slowly. "Right." Jenna sat up, finally making eye contact. "Not everyone can be a boring accountant, Maya. Some of us have creative souls." Creative souls. That's what we were calling unemployed now. "Speaking of," Mom chimed in, "we should probably discuss the gift situation." My stomach dropped. "What situation?" Jenna smiled, the same satisfied smirk she'd perfected in middle school. "Well, it's a bit awkward, but someone had to say it. You make 6 figures now, right? Senior financial analyst at that big firm downtown." "Yes. It just seems a bit tacky for you to expect gifts when you can buy yourself whatever you want. Meanwhile, some of us are struggling artists who actually need the support." The room went silent except for the fake crackling of the electric fireplace. My aunts and uncles suddenly found their drinks fascinating. My cousins studied their phones like they contained nuclear codes. "I'm sorry," I said slowly. "Are you saying I don't get Christmas presents because I have a job?" "Not just a job," Jenna corrected. "A high-paying job. It's about equity, Maya. From each according to their ability, right?" Mom nodded supportively. Jenna made such a good point when she brought it up. Why should we spend money on someone who doesn't need it? When she brought it up, I repeated. "So this was planned?" Dad shifted uncomfortably. "It's been a tough year, sweetheart." "The economy." "The economy," I echoed, looking at the designer goods scattered around Jenna like offerings to a retail goddess. "Of course." Jenna stood up, gesturing dramatically. "Maya makes 6 figures now. She doesn't need gifts like the rest of us." She picked up a Louis Vuitton bag, running her fingers over the monogram. "Some of us depend on family support to survive." Something inside me snapped. Not broke, snapped. Like a rubber band pulled too tight for too long. I stood up, my folding chair scraping against the hardwood. "You're absolutely right, Jenna. Let's talk about money." "Maya," Mom started. "No, this is important." "Jenna's right. I do make good money now. Want to know what I do with it?" I pulled out my phone, opening the folder I'd been updating for 3 years. 3 years of keeping quiet. 3 years of being the safety net while being treated like an ATM. "Let's start with last Christmas, shall we?" "Jenna, that Canada Goose coat you're wearing? The one Mom and Dad gave you." I showed the screen to the room. "Here's the e-transfer I sent Dad for $1,200 the week before. For family expenses," he said. Jenna's face drained of color. "What are you talking about?" "Oh, should we continue? Your birthday MacBook? Here's my $2,500 transfer. The Dyson Air app for Easter? $600. Those Louboutins for your job interview that you never went to? $850. "Maya, stop this," Dad said, his voice sharp. "Why?" "I thought we were discussing who needs gifts." I scrolled through more receipts. "Mom, remember when you couldn't afford Jenna's car insurance? Here's 6 months of payments." "Dad, when you needed help with the mortgage because of Jenna's credit card debt. 3 months right here." The room was tomb silent now. Even the fake fireplace seemed to quiet down. "But my favorite," I continued, my voice steady despite my shaking hands, is this one. Jenna's Instagram post from Cabo last spring. So bless my parents surprised me with this amazing trip. Want to see the credit card statement they used? Oh wait, that's mine. Because they called me crying about bankruptcy if they didn't pay off Jenna's student loans. You're lying, Jenna whispered. Am I? I turned to our parents. Should I show them the spreadsheet? 3 years. $47,000. Not loans. Gifts. So yes, Jenna, you're right. Every gift Mom and Dad gave you? Surprise, I paid for them all. My Aunt Karen gasped. 47,000? That doesn't include this Christmas, I added, gesturing to the pile. Dad, how much did today cost? Another 5 grand? 6. Mom was crying now. We were trying to help her get on her feet. For 15 years? I laughed, but it came out hollow. She's been getting on her feet since high school. You don't understand what it's like, Jenna said, tears streaming down her face. Everything comes so easy to you. You've always been the smart one, the successful one. Easy. I whirled on her. I worked 3 jobs in college. I ate ramen for 2 years to pay off my loans. I lived in a studio with cockroaches while you lived here rent-free. I made it look easy because I never complained. Because every time I tried, you'd cry about how hard your life was and Mom and Dad would call me selfish. We never called you selfish, Dad protested. November 15th, 2021. Maya, don't be selfish. Your sister needs help. December 3rd, 2022. Why are you being so selfish about money you don't even need? June 8th this year. Family helps family. Don't be selfish. Should I keep going? I have screenshots. Uncle Robert cleared his throat. Maybe we should. No, I said. We're doing this. All of it. You want to know why I really came tonight? To say goodbye. Goodbye. Mom's voice broke. I'm done being your secret Santa. I'm done being the bad guy for having boundaries. I'm done pretending we're a family when I'm just a bank account with DNA. I picked up my purse, leaving the wrapped presents on the floor. Keep the gifts. Consider them my final payment. Maya, you're being dramatic, Jenna said, but her voice wavered. No, I'm being an accountant. I'm closing the books. I looked at my parents. You want to know the worst part? I would have helped forever if you'd just asked. If you'd been honest. If you'd said thank you even once. But you made me the villain while I was saving you. We appreciate, Dad started. No, you don't. You appreciate the money. You resent me for having it. There's a difference. I headed for the door, then turned back one last time. Oh, and Jenna? That 6 figures you kept mentioning? I've been making that for 5 years. Want to know my net worth after paying for your life? Negative 12,000. Because I took out loans to cover your emergencies while paying mine off. The door felt heavier than it should as I pulled it open. Snow had started falling, dusting my car in white. Maya, my cousin Lisa ran after me. Wait, I paused, keys in hand. That was, she breathed into the cold air. That was incredible. And horrible. I'm so sorry. Did you know? I asked. She shook her head. We assumed Jenna was the favorite. We never knew you were paying for everything. Now you do. I unlocked my car. Will you? She hesitated. Will you be okay? For real Christmas? Do you have somewhere to go? I thought about my empty apartment, the Chinese takeout I'd probably order, the Netflix marathon I'd planned. I'll be fine. For the first time in years, I'll actually be fine. The drive home was quiet except for my phone buzzing constantly. I didn't check it until I was safely inside my apartment. My small, cozy apartment that I paid for myself. 47 text messages. 23 missed calls. The family group chat was exploding. Aunt Karen. Is this true about the money? Uncle Robert. Maya, please come back. Cousin Michael. Holy shit, did that just happen? Mom. Please answer your phone. Dad. This is not how we handle family matters. Jenna. You humiliated me. I left the group chat and blocked them all. Then I saw a separate message from Lisa. Grandma wants your new address. She says she's changing her will and you're the only one who deserves anything. Also, she says Merry Christmas and she's proud of you. I laughed, really laughed, for the first time in months. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Is this Maya? A woman's voice, professional but warm. Yes. This is Patricia Chun from Chun & Associates. I was at your family's Christmas dinner. Robert's wife's sister? I'm a family law attorney. I couldn't help but overhear, And I wanted you to know that if you need legal help recovering any of that money, I'd be happy to work with you pro bono. What they did, it might constitute financial abuse. I sank onto my couch. I don't want their money. I just wanted them to see me as more than a wallet. I understand. But Maya, you might want to consider it. Not for revenge, but for your future. You've been financially abused for years. You deserve restitution. After we hung up, I sat in my apartment, surrounded by the Christmas decorations I'd put up alone. No tree. I couldn't afford one after paying for Jenna's gifts. But I had lights, and they were mine. My phone buzzed one more time. Grandma from her new smartphone. Sweetie, I've been waiting 20 years for someone to tell Jenna what a spoiled brat she is. That your parents enable her. That they've been stealing from you. I see everything from my corner chair. Every birthday you paid for. Every Christmas you funded. Every tear you hid. I'm 84 years old, and I've been biting my tongue because I thought keeping peace was more important than truth. You taught this old lady something tonight. Truth is the only real gift we can give each other. Come for New Year's. Just you and me. I'll make your favorite cookies. The ones Jenna claims give her gluten sensitivity, but we both know she's lying about. Love you, my brave girl. Grandma. I cried then. Not the bitter tears from earlier, but something cleaner. Like rain after a drought. My family had given me exactly what Jenna said I didn't need, gifts. The gift of clarity. The gift of freedom. The gift of finally putting down the weight I'd been carrying. And Grandma was right. Truth was the only real gift. It just came with one hell of a receipt. Epilogue 1 year later. I'm sitting in a different living room this Christmas. Smaller, warmer, filled with people who actually like each other. Lisa and her husband host Orphan Christmas for family members who've gone no contact with the toxic ones. Grandma's here, wearing the cashmere sweater I bought her. She insisted on bringing 5 different types of cookies and her lawyer's business card, just in case anyone needs it. She's already adopted 2 of Lisa's friends and is teaching them canasta. Patricia Chun is here too, now a friend. We did sue my parents for financial restitution. Not for all of it, just enough to cover my student loans. They settled out of court. Jenna had to get a job. 2 actually. The irony isn't lost on anyone. Maya. Lisa calls from the kitchen. Can you help with the, oh my God, are those real presents under the tree? They are. Dozens of them. It turns out when you're not secretly funding someone else's life, you can afford to be generous with people who deserve it. The big one's for you, I tell her. Fair warning, I might have gone overboard. You didn't have to. I wanted to. That's the difference. My phone buzzes. I ignore it. My family, my former family, always reaches out on holidays. The messages are always the same. We miss you. Family is family. Jenna is struggling. Can't we move past this? But I've learned something important this year. You can't buy family. You can't fund love. And you can't pay enough to make people see your worth if they're determined to see your wallet. The truth really was the best gift I ever gave them. They just didn't want it. But I did. And that made all the difference.